in and you see Biff's DeLorean, bump him. Just bump him.
Remember, keep your seatbelts on.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Real Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with fellow time traveler Christopher Johnson.
Hello everyone.
And we're doing a special. We're not done with Back to the Future yet because we're doing a special video.
Yes, as we're discussing a thing, unfortunately, I never got to experience, but something that my co-hosts definitely got to.
Yeah, Back to the Future, the ride. But before we do that, make sure to find us on Facebook, The Real Screen Team. Where else?
You can also find us on Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, and Lemonade.
Make sure to like, comment, share our videos, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. It definitely helps. But I'm going to go into the overview.
Yep, by all means.
Back to the Future, the ride was a simulator ride located at several Universal Studios locations. The first installation opened on May 2nd, 1991 at the World Expo area of Universal Studios, Florida, in Orlando. The second installation opened on June 12th, 1993 in the Hollywood lot area of Universal Studios, California. The third installation was opened on March 31st, 2001 in the San Francisco area of Universal Studios, Japan, in Osaka, Japan. Sadly, all three installations, the ride closed, with Florida's closing in March 30th, 2007, Hollywood's closing September 3rd, 2007, Japan's closing in May 2016. The ride's video portions were directed by Douglas Trumbull for the ride, and Les Mayfield for the pre-show. The ride script was written by Peyton Reed from a story written by Bob Gale and Peter M. Alexander. The ride starred, of course, Christopher Lloyd and Thomas F. Wilson reprising their roles as Dr. Emmett Brown and Biff Tannen. And now the synopsis. Taking place after the events of Back to the Future Part 3, the 1950s version of Biff Tannen has stolen the DeLorean time machine. Riders engage in a race through time in pursuit of Biff and knocking him back into the present and return the DeLorean to the Institute of Future Technology. I thought it was a good movie. Yeah, a good show. A good ride also.
Well, yeah, as I've only got to experience the video. I mean, give us some insight on the ride itself.
When I went there in Universal Studios, Florida, the lines were long as a kid, yep. And I really wanted to go because I was a big Back to the Future fan. So I was there with my stepdad. We waited in line, watched the pre-show videos. Everything going on. I think it was 8 or 6 people could get into the DeLorean because it made the DeLorean with extra seating. And the motion simulator, they make you feel like you were actually going back.
Oh.
Yeah. So
it truly felt like you were steering it.
Yeah. Even though technically it was Doc steering you.
Yeah, true. Remote control.
Yeah. But it was fun. But what'd you think of it in movie form?
I thought it was really cool. Part of me kind of wished that there had been a couple extra time periods that you all would have traveled through.
Yep.
You know, maybe give us, maybe 3, at least 3 time periods, as you're trying to bump Biff back.
Mm-hmm.
We only got to see the future, and we got to see, like, the dawn of time maybe, 1 or 2 extra periods. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe give us a little bit more insight on the whole Tannen family tree.
Yeah.
Through that.
Yeah. Along with showing us how Biff snuck it, even though they told us they snuck in one of the tests.
Yeah, he stowawayed in one of their units.
Yeah, where Doc Brown has terrible security.
Lord have mercy. How in the world is that institute still, functioning well with such terrible security?
Yeah.
That can't figure out, the rather large man wearing 1950s clothes, maybe the guy you're looking for.
Doc Brown should have hired smarter people, intelligent, not just the nerdy looking one.
I swear.
But we get a history of what Doc's been doing since then, creating the Future Institute technology despite him not wanting to do the time machine, any time travel stuff anymore. Because of paradoxes.
But still make a whole institute
Yeah.
for technology. And this being one of the main things that they work on.
Yeah.
What happened to continuity?
Yeah, well, they say that it might be the 50s Doc from the third movie. Because the 80s Doc wanted the time machine, the 50s Doc never won. So it might be the Avengers sort of timeline, MCU timeline, or a variant, but that also contradicts the other timeline that we've seen.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. But part of the ride was for enjoyment, not to think about continuity errors. But Christopher Lloyd does great.
Yeah.
Filming his stuff, which he will do a lot more in the animated show, since he did the live action segments with future science guy Bill Nye.
Bill.
So Bill Nye the Science Guy was actually a spin-off of Back to the Future, the animated series.
Ha!
Yep.
Even though, isn't Bill Nye owned by Disney? And this is owned by Universal.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
Yep. Yep. Bill Nye was his assistant, who didn't even say anything. He just showed the kids what to do in some experiments, some small experiments.
Science.
Yep. Yep. So yeah. Christopher Lloyd did great for what he had. He looked like he was having a ball. And we got to see the future set again because they didn't take it down yet. So most of the stuff was still there. Except for like the poster Surfing Vietnam that was there. They took that down.
Yeah.
Yep, so they did that. Of course, Biff, Doc warns everyone about Biff. And which also leads to continuity error with Biff. Class of 1955.
When it's 1955 when the school year's going on, shouldn't that mean class of 1956?
Yeah. Either Doc's wrong or Biff just felt like harassing George McFly.
Or failed a year.
Yeah.
May have failed a year.
Yeah. Or they're just a harass Lorraine.
But he's George, still going to school.
Yeah.
He has George doing his homework.
Yeah. Of course, Doc Brown also gives us the overview of part 2 of what old Biff did.
Stole the DeLorean, changed time by giving 1950s Biff the almanac, and then we end up living in the worst timeline.
Of course, Doc also travels more into the past. He actually gets to meet the Beatles, sees Nixon.
Met Albert Einstein.
Yep. From the Good Doc on the March. Good Citizen Kane reference there.
And influenced some inventions.
Yep. Of course, the whole plan is just to get people in there as lab rats to go do the time traveling thing.
Of course.
You have the audience go through. If you see a future of yourself in life, see a past version of yourself in life, do not talk to them.
Paradox the size of Belgium.
Yep. Of course, he gets himself locked in his own office. Thanks to Biff.
Wouldn't you have additional, security locks to make sure that doesn't happen to yourself?
Yeah. But he decides but since he can't go, he at least has control for the lab rat audience to go with the time machine.
Yeah, and essentially have to play bumper cars through time with Biff.
Yep. Speaking of Biff, Thomas F. Wilson does great reprising his role as 50s Biff.
Yes, which is very nice to see that version of Biff again. And yeah, now now we understand a bit more why he has such beef with Doc.
Yeah.
Though, unfortunately, no Marty reference.
No.
Or George reference.
No. Except you do see him in the video clips.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah. Yep. And if oddly enough, tries to intimidate the camera. So apparently this camera can see through. You can see through the audience, see the line through the camera. Which it was weird.
I mean, it's a fourth wall break.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But, I mean, did you feel intimidated?
Not really. Mainly because it's Biff.
Why? Because you've seen this man get knocked out?
Yeah.
And had manure fall on him 3 times?
Yep.
Well, 2 times being this version, another time his ancestor.
Yep.
Oof.
But he decides to go do what his older self tried to do. Change time.
Yeah,
but we don't really get any inkling of what he was going to change or nothing. He was just going to go on a time travel trip.
Yeah, just wanted to joyride, and if we hadn't intervened, he probably could have changed time.
Yep.
Which is why I wished they had a couple other time periods that he could have gone.
Yeah. We travel back to the future again, the distant 2015, where they apparently fixed the clock tower after 4 days. Yes, the clock tower is running again.
Huh.
Yeah. Continuity error.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was to keep the clock tower at the exact time that lightning struck it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually do go further to the Stone Age, or the Ice Age.
No, it's this. I think even before the Stone Age. I mean, it is literal prehistoric time.
Yeah.
You know, this is the dawn of time just starting.
Yep. Yeah, which the animated series will go back to in altered time mercy. By accident.
Do they have to deal with dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. They stopped the Ice Age, so the dinosaurs all died in the animated show.
Oh.
But then the dinosaurs rule all of what would have been Hill Valley in the 80s or 90s, yeah. So that they go back and make sure that happens. And the dinosaurs can talk in the distant future, because in the present day, because of course.
Of course.
But they do rectify that and make everything back to normal. But yeah.
So the dinosaurs they got to know, they caused their deaths.
Yeah.
Jesus. Do they think about that? We met these dinosaurs. We know who they are, and they're dead now because we had to cause it.
Yeah, the youngest is particularly sad because he makes a friend that they have to go back in time and make sure he doesn't exist.
Good Lord.
Yeah. But yeah, but it was a fun trip for what we had. Of course, we also get some good cameos. We get Darlene Vogel back, although as his assistant.
So, I guess later on she has
a daughter. Yeah.
Huh.
From Griff's gang, yeah.
So hopefully she doesn't end up joining Griff.
Yeah. But I thought it was a fun ride and a fun show, rewatching it. But when I get into the scores,
yeah,
I give this an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Despite the continuity errors, I still enjoyed the thing. And no Marty McFly in the continuity, so yeah.
I give it an 8 as well. Watching this kind of makes me, kind of sad that I never got the opportunity to experience it, because it sounds like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wish they would have brought it back, even for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah, I mean.
But before we go, we're going to end this year with the Year of Superman.
Yes.
Starting with Smallville, Season 4. Our review of that. Then we're going to do the Christopher Reeve movies. Well, the first two ones. Superman the movie and the Lester and Donner cut. But that's going to be one video for the Lester and Donner cut.
And we discuss Superman Returns.
With Brandon and Ralph.
And finally, the new movie.
Yep. So, want to roll us out?
Well, sure. Well, thank you all for watching. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and click the post notification bell so you're updated with all of our videos. Well, cut, print, that's a wrap.